So I have been doing IP business full-time 15 years, more than 15 years I would say today. I started to do the IP in China, the most difficult area. I was part of the China management team and I was assigned to look after all the licensing discussion in China. And I had to go to all the licensing meetings in China what our IP licensing guys had. And that was the introduction for me to the IP licensing business as such. And that gave me a good exposure of all these different ways how the companies are trying to avoid to take the license. And after that then I was also doing the licensing myself. I got a good experience on that and concluded a couple of licensing deals in China. What were the one of the first big way Nokia was successfully able to get the money out of China. Because in China it's always issue also that you make the agreement, but do you get the payment according to that agreement? And that required quite a lot of inventing thinking in order to have that happening, to get the money out of those companies as well after they had to sign the agreement. So that was an interesting time, and after that I moved to this standard essential patents management. I was there to establishing our current portfolio worldwide, and that's now based on the licensing activities what Nokia is successfully doing. And then I moved back to Asia, so my history in Asia is more than 20 years, and I was doing some licensing activities, regulatory activities, and nowadays I'm doing business development activities, what is looking for new business opportunities on these IP topics. And that's actually my topic today. Over here, this doesn't work, but maybe let's do it this way. So, technical development and the impact for leading corporates IP function, identifying key IP issues and opportunities. So I see this communication technologies giving a lot of opportunities. It's not a threat for the new companies, it's a lot of opportunities. And as you know, the Nokia is a very big company. Once again, it's also old company, 150 years plus. We have a lot of mergers behind of us. We were at one point doing the mobile phones. We sold that business. We kept our patents, our research center, and the advanced technologies within the company, and we continue to develop those. Later on, we acquired this Alcatel-Lucent, and now once again we are this 100,000 employees company. It's quite amazing if you look back in 15 years, the people who were at that time in Nokia, and today how many of those same people have been all the way within the Nokia without being spring out within the Nokia Siemens Networks activity, Nokia Solution Networks activities. It's actually a very small number. I'm one of those who have survived through this 15 years, plus 15 years. I'm more than 20 years now working this time with the Nokia. And it's actually today maybe 200 people who have been retained all the way through that 15 years within the Nokia name company. So this is giving you the idea what the Nokia is today. We are very international. We are having a lot of different corporate cultures within our company. We are trying to put them together. We are headcount in Asia is the biggest area. Of course, our origin is coming from Europe, but also in North America we are very strong. We have a Bell Labs, you might have heard of that. That's called nowadays Nokia Bell Labs, and I'm explaining a little bit more about that because that's important what I'm doing here. However, before going to that, let's see what the big Nokia is doing. We are doing the 5G in a big way. We are one of the three big infra vendor provider in the world. I'm betting that all of you are using everyday Nokia products without realizing it. All the operators in Japan, they do have a Nokia products in the network, and whenever you are accessing those networks, some part in that data flow, there will be a Nokia equipment involved. So in that sense, you are Nokia customers as well through our customer base. One thing about this network, you have to notice also that it's not anymore the hardware as such, like connectivity. It's increasingly becoming a software and the services what are part of the big business. If you look at growth figures, the software and the service are the growth-wise the most aggressive over there, and this connectivity, what is mainly on this radio access part, that's a smaller part, the increasingly smaller part in the future business as well. An important part of our profit is coming from licensing, and that's what I'm talking a little bit more here. So licensing is mainly about the standardization of patent licensing. We do have this last year 25 plus agreements, new agreements done. It generated last year 1.5 billion euro. What is quite a remarkable number if you compare to any other wireless technology companies. I think Qualcomm is somewhere in the peer with us with the licensing income, but their situation is completely different compared to us. If you compare to Ericsson, we are more than double bigger than them, for my understanding. And we do have a big patent portfolio, and it's a 20,000 patent families. So when we are giving these figures out, we are talking always families, not the individual patents. This individual patents is almost like 100,000. And how we are structuring our licensing business, we have three parts actually over there. We have this patent business, what is doing the patent licensing. It's mainly about the standardization of patents. Then we do have a technology licensing. We do the technologies licensing out those. So those technologies, they are non-patent like stuff. All of those technologies, when they are licensed, they include the patents as well. So it's a little bit mixture than what they include. It's the software, it's maybe the prototypes, it's maybe the specification, maybe something like that, the consulting agreements over there as well. And then increasingly also the brand licensing. I think that most of you have heard that Nokia phones are once again available for the audience or bigger customer space. Unfortunately, here in Japan, they are not available. There is a specific reason why they are not available in Japan, and it's the going back to who is the owning of this HMD company who is producing them, and what kind of ownerships they do have here in Japan, and what products they are selling here in Japan. And it's a particular company called Sharp, if you didn't realize it. They do have a good mobile phone business, and they didn't want to introduce that competing with that one here in Japan. And the other reason is, of course, that the Japan brand name and Nokia brand name is not so strong at all compared to the other parts of the world. So I already mentioned about this Nokia Bell Labs. So most of the elder generation, they know what the Bell Labs is. It's the inventor of the transistors, Unix, laser, you name it. There are a lot of inventors there. And we do have 9 Nobel Awards accumulated from the old work from Nokia Bell Labs. So we, as we are now owning this Bell Labs, we are saying that we are now the biggest Nobel Awards holder of the private industry. IBM has only 6. But anyway, so this is now Nokia Bell Labs is the worldwide organization. It's not only the place in Murray Hills in New Jersey, but we have integrated all these old research activities under the same name. It has 1,000 researchers, and please notice researchers, not the R&D people only, but they are the researchers. In addition to these researchers, we do have R&D people, what is roughly 40,000 employees in our company. So the difference over there is that when we are talking R&D, we are talking about the product creation, product development activities. And the research is something where we are trying to develop the new technologies and put that on the market. And one of these are, of course, the 5G. And we have now made an announcement that we have 2,000 patent families declared for these 5G technologies. Many studies are showing that we are not so strong. It's due to our late declaration of the patents. What is then following our long-term policy to do the declaration in ETSI? But let's not go to details over there. In addition to this, we have still 1,300 new patents every year filed, and this is an enormous number of the new patents, and 2,400 patents altogether are the set families what we are doing licensing. And we do have a lot of patents outside of the communication area, as this pie chart is showing. And what we are doing then for these other patents, and this is the actual point what I wanted to make here, and this is what I'm actually doing here. There is 2 activities. Technology collaboration. We are looking in Asia, the partners for our invented technologies from the Bell Labs. And the second one is that we are transferring innovation to startups. This is the new approach where we have a partner in Singapore who is creating, IP has named events, and over there they are inviting the startup companies to competing for our patents. It's like they are competing for the funds. It's a similar way. They have pitches over there where they are trying to attract themselves to be selected to having that patent. And that has been now started, and it has been produced quite a good results. And increasingly we are scaling up now the operation. We are looking for also to initiate that in Japan. Our partner is now in Japan and trying to get that created. Then some business trends. I think everybody understands communication functionalities are able to be included in any product in the field. So I think this is a big challenge for the licensing activities, as you understand. It's challenging in the sense that there are a lot of companies who don't know and understand what is the SEP licensing, so you have to start to teach them from there. And also many of those companies, they do not have a big volume, and therefore the agreements will be a smaller by the amount, and because of that then you have a more transaction cost compared to the income from those deals. One thing what I would like to also emphasize is that in the future 5G is not only the nationwide networks, there will be a lot of private networks, and that's also increasing number of my time is up, I guess. Increasing the challenges, the licensing, because a new business usage will be created over there, this kind of new inside of this kind of network owners application and so on. How do you invent then or detect the infringement for your patents and how you are collecting that kind of evidence material? It will be a big issue over there. But well, now I forgot what I had the two last point, but my time was up already. And,
Forced. Okay, thank you. All right.
So there was the increase of software and service rolling of implementation. As I said, that this is increasingly coming up, and from the patent business, it's quite a challenging area when you have a major business transferred for the software and service category. How then to value the actual products what is infringing your patents? So it will be a challenging over there. And then the last point was this increasingly expensive to develop new generation communication technologies, and without this kind of working licensing system, the big corporations, they have to consider whether it's good to have then this kind of standard network system developed, or whether we should go to all the proprietary systems. It's not out of question to go to proprietary systems. We do have in the future more and more the private networks, and using the proprietary technologies over there is increasingly lucrative way to look at this topic. And many USA companies are already doing that. They are trying to create their own proprietary networks. Google, for example, they have a sidewalk named wireless technology. There is a lot of this kind of new technologies popping up here and there, and that's why I see for the operators and for this kind of good technology development and avoidance of the patent litigations, it's good to have a standard technologies where you do have a front commitment already. When you go to proprietary networks, you don't have a front commitment, and then the litigation will be really dead. So, thank you very much.